Hey, my name's TC Burr. Welcome to Yet, a podcast created to encourage you to get your goal or idea out of your head and into reality. On this podcast, you'll hear stories, encouragements, tips, and ideas to help you write your book, start your business, launch your podcast, or whatever it is you hope to accomplish. Because it's not that you haven't done it, it's just that you haven't done it yet. Hey listeners, welcome to Yet. This is episode 2. The title of today's podcast episode is Just Get Going. In 1988, Nike introduced their now famous advertising slogan. It was short, it was simple, it was easy to remember. It transcended the world of athletics to apply to any goal or any pursuit in any category. It was at once universally applicable and intensely personal. It's what some folks have called the last great advertising slogan. The slogan, of course, is just do it. And I love everything about this slogan. I love the intensity, the intentionality behind it. I love the fact that it encourages and it inspires and it promotes activity. There's a million reasons why you shouldn't take action, why you shouldn't make progress, why you shouldn't move forward against your goals. But I would submit to you that most of those reasons aren't very good ones. And perhaps the best course of action is to lace up your shoes and just get going. Now, I don't know what it is that you're working on. It could be a business plan that you're trying to create. It could be a book that you're writing. It could be a podcast, or it could be a fitness goal or a financial goal or some other goal that you hope to accomplish. But whatever it is, just get moving. My friend Jennifer is a career coach, consultant, and counselor. And she told me in an episode that you'll hear later this season on Yet that 80% of people are unhappy with their employment situation. I was blown away when she told me that statistic. But she said for a lot of people, they stay in jobs that they're not happy with because they spend too much time trying to find their passion. Now, it's important to do something that you're excited about, right? It doesn't make sense to spend what little time you have on this earth pursuing something that you don't care about. So I'm not saying that you should do something that you're not interested in. Of course, that would be foolish. But Jennifer says that instead of waiting forever to find your passion, what if you just followed your curiosity? What if you just started taking steps, started moving forward? She says do something, do anything, and start that momentum. And what happens when you start working toward a goal is you gain valuable experience. You start to get that muscle memory of what it feels like to start moving and making progress. And you may get to a point where you realize, you know what, this isn't what I thought it was. And at that point, you have the option to tweak it, to change it, or to start something new. But either way, you will have gained the experience, you'll learn some lessons along the way, and you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you tried. My friend Danielle says that, listen, it doesn't make sense to have an idea and to just sit on it. Because no one's going to get to their deathbed and say, oh man, I really regret all those chances that I took. But more often than not, what people say in that circumstance is, why didn't I start that business? Why didn't I pursue that idea that I had? But so many of us wait around to find our passion. Passion's not a bad thing, but don't let the pursuit of passion paralyze you and stop you from taking action. You know, my kids love the Mario movie. If you haven't seen it, it's cute. It's the same characters that I grew up knowing and loving playing on the Nintendo with much better graphics this time around. But there's a scene in that movie where Mario and a lot of the other characters are riding the go-karts. And Mario looks at the road ahead and sees that the road is out. And he kind of announces it to everyone. Hey guys, the road is out ahead. And you can tell he's super nervous, right? Like as many of us would be if you're driving on a road and notice that the bridge is out ahead. And you can tell in that moment that fear is taking over for Mario. But one of the other characters looks at him in the face of this fear, in the face of this declaration, in the face of him staring at the road ahead and realizing, oh no, this is going to be scary. One of the other characters says to him, well, you better step on the gas and buckle up. And I love that because it's often that the scariest things in life end up being the most rewarding. And in Mario's case, there was a real threat ahead, right? Like he could see that the bridge was out. But in our case, I think a lot of times the fear that we come up with when it comes to our side hustles has more to do with a perceived threat, something that we've made up that may or may not even end up being reality, but we let the fear of it paralyze us and render us motionless. But I would encourage you, when you face that fear, first of all, ask yourself, is it really real? And secondly, consider maybe stopping and turning around isn't the right action. Maybe the best thing I can do in this scenario is step on the gas and buckle up. Quick recap of this episode. Just get going. Remember the Nike slogan, just do it. That one has hung around for so many years because it resonates with so many people. No matter where you are in your journey, whether you've got an idea or you're stalling out 6 months into your thing, just keep moving. Don't wait forever to find your passion. You certainly should do something that you're excited about, but don't wait forever to find your passion. Instead, follow your curiosity. Start taking action, start taking steps, and see what kind of momentum you can build and what kind of lessons you'll learn along the way. And lastly, sometimes things are going to be scary. I think sometimes the most rewarding things in life are often the scariest. And sometimes wisdom dictates that we slam on the brakes, that we turn around, or that we at least slow down and examine our options. But sometimes in the face of tremendous fear, the best course of action we can take is to step on the gas and buckle up. I hope you'll join me for episode 3. I am so excited to introduce my friend Danielle. You're going to love her story. She started off helping a friend with her friend's small business. And as she did that, she realized really quickly, you know what? I love this and I want to start my own thing. So I cannot wait to bring you her story. Check in for episode 3 and I will talk to you then. Later. Hey, thanks for listening. If you liked what you heard, share the podcast with your friends. I would love to get these stories, encouragements, tips, and ideas out to as many people as possible. And this is a brand new podcast, so I'd love your help in spreading the word. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would scroll down to the bottom of your podcast app and rate and review the shows. Your reviews mean so much to me, so I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Lastly, if you have any questions or ideas for the show, I would love to connect. You can find me on Instagram at YetPodcast or send me an email, yetpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, keep working on your goals, and I'll see you soon.